Hello and welcome to Eswatini Lifestyle. This is Chuki Dlamini, your wonderful host, and today we are at the Standard Bank Digital Branch in Mabane Echekas, where we'll be talking about the upgrade from instant money to Unayo voucher by Standard Bank. Today, I am joined by Africa Dlamini, who will be telling us more on how we can send and receive our Unayo vouchers. Africa, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. May you please introduce yourself to our viewers at home?
Well, I'm Africa Dlamini. I do clients and engagement at Standard Bank.
Yeah, good to know. It is worth noting that, with all the changes that have been going around, it has made sending money less complicated. May you please take us through the steps of sending money through our Nayo vouchers?
Thank you. There are two channels where you can send your Unayo voucher. It is cell phone banking on star 120 star 2345 hash, and our website, on online banking. You can simply go to Unayo voucher, which is placed where you used to have your instant money, then enter the amount of the person you want to send to. There's an option to include withdrawal charges for your recipient. Then like that, you have sent your Unayo voucher.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. So now that I have my Unayo voucher, please remind me of the steps that I need to follow in order to redeem my Unayo voucher.
Again, fairly simple. So it's either you have an Unayo account or you do not. If you do not have an Unayo account, you dial star 334 hash. Then option 2 will be view vouchers. Then you view your voucher that has been sent to you. Then proceed to a Standard Bank ATM to cash out your money. However, if you have an Unayo account, you will also dial star 334 hash, enter your PIN, then go to number 3, which is cash out, create a new cash out voucher of the amount you want to cash out, then again proceed to a Standard Bank ATM. At the ATM, there's a button, Unayo voucher, then you enter your 6-digit voucher. There's an option to fully redeem your funds or partially withdraw your funds. Then you pick one of those, and like that, the money will pop out of the machine.
What you're telling me now is that Standard Bank is all about convenient and innovative banking, and I like that. So there's someone watching at home right now, and they're like, "Yathi Africa, mina sengifuna register lo Unayo lo khuluma ngayo." But how do I register?
Again, your one-stop shop is star 334 hash. Number 1 is sign up, then number 2 is view voucher in the event you don't want to open an account. But now we're on number 1, sign up. You select the language you want to use, Eswatini or Singisi. Then you'll enter your information as that appear on your ID card. If you have 2 names, remember to drop them in, and then your ID number, your date of birth, and place of residence. Now, we'll also need your ID issue date, which is at the back of your ID, just to know that it's a legitimate registration. You then proceed to set up your PIN, which is 5 digits, but stay away from numbers that are repetitive, like 11111, or that come in consecutive order up or down, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Confirm your PIN, and like that, you have your Unayo account at the comfort of your home.
All right. Someone at home is also saying, you know what, I want to ask you a question, and I can't ask you through the television, of course. So where can Eswatini find out more or know more about the upgrade from instant money to Unayo voucher?
Okay, if you're single, you can reach directly to my number. But if not, try our contact center, which is 2517-5300, 2517-5300, or reach out to our social media pages. We're there on Twitter at Standard Bank AZ. We're also on Facebook, Standard Bank Eswatini, and so is Instagram.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Well, there you have it, our viewers at home. Standard Bank has definitely made our banking much more innovative and convenient. So for now, thank you. You know what? Because I love you guys, I always bring you, nothing but the freshest of music. And today we're talking all things music and all things Afro, not the hair, the music side. And I'm joined by the wonderful Kholè Tshabalala, who is going to be telling us more about herself and her new album For Afro. Kholè, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Chuki. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for accepting our invite. How was your trip, Sissy?
Okay, since you did mention you're stalking me, I might as well divulge. For the weekend, I spent it in Maputo, Mozambique, and I was there just to network and feel the lay of the industry there and meeting with a few agents and a few organizations. They've got a few cultural centers there. One in particular that I went to is called CCFM, which is French embassy. It's being run by the French embassy, and apparently it's the biggest one in Maputo.
Ooh,
so,
wonderful.
just trying to make friends and cross borders and share the music and share the love.
That's wonderful. You're crossing borders now, but when you were younger, have you always known that this is the path that you want to take? Can you just take us back to your childhood and growing up and your love for music?
Yeah, I suppose so. When I was growing up, I was always the outgoing one. I was the loud one. I was the one who was always being told to keep it down. So I think I knew pretty early on that I wanted to do something that would involve people, being in front of people.
Yeah.
I used to think I was going to be a psychologist.
Oh, nice.
Because I used to be the one always trying to solve my friends' issues and trying to calm them down. And, But then at some point I realized I had my own problems. And I chose music over that. Yeah, I suppose I do help people.
Yeah, you heal our souls.
Yes.
That's wonderful. So what does Kholè, as an artist, as a musician, what does she stand for?
I suppose I should stop saying suppose. What I stand for is, especially at this point in my life now, I'm a grown woman, is contributing positively to my environment, to my community. That's the legacy that I would like to leave behind, to spread love and hope to people and be as helpful as I can in the community, whether it's a church or in my country as a whole, especially being a musician. We want to touch across borders.
Yeah, true.
So my music is very positive and encouraging and discusses social issues and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. Now we're tapping in the most recent album launch, album release. Congratulations on that, Mama.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
How has the reception been before we get to the technical part?
I've gotten very, very good reception, especially on the social media platforms like YouTube and what you call Spotify, the internet shops. Because it's the first time that I have a full body of work. This is my debut album, so it has been a very, very exciting. I get comments from people directly on social media, Facebook.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, people say that it's something amazing, which is something that I want to hear because it's taken a long time to get here.
You're right. So it's a 10-track album.
Yes.
I've been stalking you, like I said. Why For Afro and why now? Because I found out that you are trying to, stay in tune or in touch with the young Swati girl within you. Maybe please just unpack that for us.
Well, For Afro is an album that I think I started writing when I was still younger.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Especially because For Afro is actually one of the title tracks in the song, in the album. It's a song that speaks to things like being an African girl, being black. Specifically, being black. I grew up at a time where it was a very big topic. I would hear things like, black people are not good enough. Black business is not as good as white business and things like that, or as Chinese business, I wanted to be part of the voices that were promoting black pride and all of that.
Yes.
I needed to take a breath. It's something that I needed to do. From that time on, I knew I wanted to be a part of that. I read books like Chinua Achebe. I know everybody did who went to university or high school.
Yeah.
There were a lot of books from Nigeria that came out that spoke so beautifully of Africa and painted a picture of Africa that you don't normally see on the media and
true.
stuff like that. So I wanted to be part of those voices, to say from Eswatini, we also celebrate who we are. We are proud of who we are, regardless of the history that we have of colonialism and enslavement and all of that. We
Yes.
came on top, and people should not just dwell on that. And we shouldn't allow those voices that try to trample on our pride. So that was an important thing for me to do at the time. Even now, when the album was coming to life, I had doubts at some point because I thought maybe my story is outdated. But then I realized at some point that of course it cannot be outdated. It's a story that I have to tell. It's a story that will be told even when I'm gone.
True. So you just made mention of how you had a fear of being, completely ruled out of the industry because of how your musicality might be now. How important is it for an artist to stay true to who they are at the same time being relevant to what is going on in terms of, the shifting worlds?
Yes. Thank you so much for that question, because I think it also aligns with the question that I get a lot, like, Kholè, it's been so long. Why so long? We've been waiting for your album forever. And it's been quite the journey. And my answer to that question is that it's right on time, because in life you have to grow, and there's no straight road to wherever you're going. There's always detours, and boy have I had detours. But that's the story. What's important is the story and actually arriving at your destination. So I know that artists like myself and many artists, if not all artists, go through a time where they do feel irrelevant because there's this whole thing about keeping up with the trends and stuff like that. But you have to stick to your story, because your story is what's been given to you as the gift to tell. Whether you modify how you tell it or, who you tell it to at a particular time, but you have to really, really, really stay true to it. Even the organicness of how to tell it, because sometimes you even want to change genres. And it's so dangerous sometimes because you change genres and you feel like you end up your story being really mixed up and not heard as it should be. So it's very, very important to stay true to your calling the way it is, and not allow the environment, society, the industry to dictate how you should communicate your story. If you've got a story to tell,
just tell it.
We need to hear that story, because it will save lives. You never know.
True. So now I'm going to put you on a tight spot. 10 tracks. You need to take out one of the tracks and explain to us why it is your favorite one.
Ooh, that's another question. I've one thing for sure is that I have a track for every other day. There's a track for a particular day. When I'm in that mood, I feel like this track.
So what track are we playing today?
Okay. But there is one track that stands out. And it's not the most technically difficult song. My musician friends usually go like, okay, Kholè, we'll end with that. We'll practice that one at the end because that's the easiest one. We're not doing much there. It's called Green Love. Green Love is my song about conscientizing people to remember their surroundings, take care of the earth, don't litter, don't, these obvious things, grow your own food. Can we please not think technology everything? Think human first, think animal first, think plant first.
Yes, life first.
Yes. Every time I sing that song, I want to come to tears. I am not sure why. I'm still unpacking it myself. It really, really touches me because it's a topic that really just touches my soul. Like this whole album is about, expressing how, as a Black person, how I celebrate, how I love, because there are love songs in there. Yes. What I wish for my country, and stuff like that. And this is one of those things, because sometimes I've always noticed that sometimes, even in jokes, people will be like, Black people don't do this, Black people don't do that. There's nothing we don't do. Exactly. I have an environment song, for crying out loud. There's nothing we don't do. There's nothing we don't care about. If anything, I do believe that we are one of the races that's very, very much in touch with our nature.
True, exactly. That was an inspiring chat, and I'm very, very honored to have had sit next to greatness. May you please just remind our viewers at home where they can stream, the new album and all your latest songs, and how they can get in contact with you for potential bookings.
Okay, please stream the music, buy the album on the internet, support support us so that we can make more music. We are on all the reliable internet stores like Deezer, Apple Music, if that's your preference, and Spotify. YouTube, you can also view the music on YouTube. I also have videos coming up. I'm very, very excited about them. For one song called Mental Station, and another song, my favorite, which is Green Love. And you can follow me on Instagram. I love to interact, as long as you're talking positivity. It's Kholè_rehearsals on Instagram, and Facebook, it's Kholè Tshabalala. See you on the flip side.
Right. So Kholè, tell me, please. Why Amasidi? Why?
Yeah, that's a very good question, actually. Cities, because they're still there. Just, for the mere fact that they're still there.
They're still there.
And they are one way of actually having something that you can touch.
Okay.
Everything is so
something to remember
so virtual
by.
these days. You don't have to touch it. But because we're still churning them out, why not have one? It's something you can look at. There's a nice write-up inside that explains the whole album.
Oh, wow.
There's a picture of the artist that you can keep to yourself. So they're more like mementos. We're not making money out of the CD so much, but we can if people really, support us and because we do them according to demand. So they're basically mementos, and you never know how the industry works. They might come back. They might do a whole, because I have a whole lot of CDs of all my favorite singers and artists, and I'm not going to throw them away.
Why?
Okay, and I'm from that age, so I think I really wanted to give people something, a piece of me that they can always have and keep in their car, stick it on your wall, whatever the case, you know. Yeah, so it's also about the launch. People are like, why launch? Launches, are they still relevant? Launches are like graduation day. Of course we're going to have a launch.
Wake up, Mr.
Why kill a good thing?
Exactly. So before I let you go now, I want to know, it's not exactly, I want to know, it's why you opted for, okay, you did mention that there's Green Love on the album, why you opted that most of your songs are named Eswatini,
well, actually, the songs named in Siswati are in Siswati. So somebody has not been listening.
I did listen.
The songs that are named in Siswati are actually in Siswati. There's songs like Usetlobo. That's one of my other favorites. It's like summertime song.
Yes.
It was important for me. I mean, if you think about the title in itself, For Afro, I could have obviously, but I put it in the poetic way. I could have said For Africa.
Oh yeah.
It was just it's one of those things. Like I wanted to also put my signature on the African music shelf of music. Especially for Eswatini. I've always wanted to have an album that would also kind of like be, set apart and set a standard, of quality and love, because it's not just an album, it's actually good.
It's good.
I'm so proud of it,
I'm proud of you.
Your kids can listen to it, your grandmother can jam to it, you can jam to it. It's for everybody. It's healthy, it's good stuff. Wow. And it's mostly in Siswati. Yeah.
Visuals? Any upcoming visuals?
Yes. Mental Station, my song Mental Station, which tackles mental issues. And Green Love. I can't wait to see the visuals as well. I've seen Mental Station. They've showed me a preview. I'm very, very excited. I can't wait for people to see it. Please do support and enjoy. Support local, because the quality has really, really risen, and people are working so hard. To deliver good music, international standards.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
See you on them visuals.
Yes, definitely. See you on them visuals. Now
sanzambama buya banza kleskoroko labambo bayange fotfometa udongi kanza ngimesteshini noma sikhatsi singishiya nangibona ichikapo I know everything is fine. Whoa, 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 sexy man, wait for me. Whoa, 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 sexy man, sexy ride. Whoa, 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 sexy man, wait for me. Whoa, 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 sexy man, sexy ride. So every day is an easy day. We find we're not on the very same page, exchanging words that we both regret. I say stupid and you say fool, but there is one thing you should always know: we're both flesh, we both blood. So I'm your sister and you're my brother. Sometimes I love to hate you, but I always love you. Whoa, 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 taxi man, wait for me. Taxi man, taxi man, taxi ride, taxi ride. Taxi man, wait for me. Whoa, 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 taxi, taxi ride, taxi I cannot imagine life without you. The sound of your horn saying it's time to go. The conductor always hustling me, whistling and shouting, Mama, Papa, Sissy, it's time to go. It's time to go.
So, Kholè, where does your love for Neo Soul stem from, and which artist would you say, Yabolo, that we role model? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Neo Soul with all my heart. It's been quite a journey, really. That word, journey. I started off liking Mariah Carey, Celine Dion.
Yes.
I suppose like normal people, you know. And then I used to listen to a lot of house music, because what I used to like about house music was that I could remove the voice of the person and start singing on top of them and just jam, you know. But the more I grew up and got exposed to jazz music.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I got into jazz, I really loved jazz. I think that's my favorite genre, actually. And then when I started making my own music, everything that I had picked up and learned, you know, just kind of came together. And that's what Neo Soul music does. Neo Soul music has a tendency of just kind of picking everything and kind of marrying it. And usually jazz is usually what puts it all together. You know, that there's always that touch of jazz. And that's Neo Soul for me. And artists like, the two artists in particular that really influenced me is Jill Scott.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of Jill Scott, and also Sade. I'm a huge fan of Sade. So artists like that, you know, South Africa is artists like Zama Jove.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and Lyra. You said one artist, but, you know,
So
you just
had to name the whole world.
It's a whole, like I said, it's a whole concoction of vibes.
Yeah.
That's Neo Soul.
All right.
Yeah.
And I know that it will be so unfair of me to ask you when we can expect new music. I mean, you just delivered, you know, an album. What I want to know is then, where next are we going to see you, you know, performing on the stage?
Well, yeah, there's going to be a whole lot of me.
Yes.
I think I'm going to be at a lot of shows, but one in particular that I'm looking forward to is the Divas concert in December.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be, I'm on the lineup for that one, so
Yay,
whoop, whoop.
excited.
Yeah, and I'm also looking forward to seeing who else is going to be on that lineup. I have no idea who else is going to be on that lineup, so yeah.
Alrighty.
December,
Alrighty.
Divas concert. Ladies, take out your shoes and get your man to take you there.
Thank you so much for your time, Kholè. Well, there you have it, our wonderful Eswatini lifestyle viewers. That was the wonderful queen of Afro Soul, and it is none other than Kholè Tshabalala. And if you remember correctly, Bekstalak Diban and I, we met her at the Divas concert at Tom's Church Hotel. So if you want to see her again, you better be there. You better show up. And for now, good night.
Mama, buya banza gleskoroko. Labambo bayang ifot fometa. Udongi kanzangi meskeshini. No maskatsi singishia. Nangi bona ichigapo. I know everything is fine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Text a man, wait for me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Text a man, text a ride. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Text a man, wait for me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Text a man, text a ride. Every day is an easy day. We find we're not on the very same page. Exchanging words that we both regret. I say stupid and you say fool. But there is one thing you should always know. We're both flesh, we both blood. So I'm your sister and you're my brother. Sometimes I love to hate you, but I always love you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Text a man, wait for me. Text a man. Text a man, text a ride. Text a ride. Text a man, wait for me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Text a man, text a ride. I cannot imagine life without you. The sound of your horn saying it's time to go. The conductor always hustling me, whistling and shouting, Mama, Papa, Sissy, it's time to go. It's time to go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Text a man, wait for me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Text a man, text a ride.